Hello everyone, another Trey here, and welcome to episode 18 of Another Trey's Let's Play Modded Minecraft for version 1.21. Today I want to work on using some of this netherite to upgrade our equipment, as well as doing the Cobbleworks that we were talking about. So while this is going, let me do a quick change to this room to get ready for the build that we're about to do. Okay, that's better. So now that we have that done, it should be pretty easy to just get the parts we need to make our Cobbleworks. So what I'm gonna need, some drawers. I did not automate the other drawers. So what I actually want are these 2x2 drawers. We're out of patterns again. Not enough glass. That's what we're solving right now. So do we have any sand anywhere? Yeah, we can just make a stack of glass quick. I also went ahead and finished off this room and prepared the floor for the next floor going down. I also threw a elevator to go back up top. Oh, hi. And so that we don't need that ladder anymore, which is nice. But I also forgot that I need to put some glass back in here. Do I have any of these? Yeah, I got a couple of these to finish this off. I took apart our, is this? Oh, you know what? That doesn't go like that. I took apart our stone and obsidian thing that was in here and moved it over to the other room for now. And then, you know what? We need one more of those. We'll get that set back up here this episode, but what we should need right now is glass, which is what we're getting. Let's go ahead and take some of this. Do we have the fancy glass? Yes, we do have a little bit of this. So let's go ahead and put that as the same as the other side. Yeah, so now we're all finished off here. I also can harvest this now. That'll be nice. Okay, let's go ahead and cook this up too. All right, and then with that, we should be able to go ahead and make our patterns. All right, I guess it would help if we'd actually throw the glass in the system. Cool. Let's go ahead and put these in here and then make a drawer pattern. I think we should have all the other parts, right? Looks like we have the single drawers. We'll go ahead and put the double drawers in. Oh, and I did realize that the reason that these are separate from this one is because this one is the one that's connected to the guy that has a bunch of acceleration cards. If we go ahead and make 10 more acceleration cards, which should be pretty easy, and put those in this guy and this guy, they should go back to being one section. Yeah, so now they're all together again because they have the same amount of acceleration cards, I think. Yeah, and it also says molecular assembler now here again instead of just having it named as one of those. So that should fix that problem. Let's go ahead and throw our copper in there. We don't need this chest. We do need, I want to make 2 of these drawers, and then did we automate drawer controllers? No, we didn't. So we need to do that. Let's see. So the controller should be pretty easy. It already knows how to make the drawers, but it doesn't know how to make any of the rest of this. So let's do the controller and then this, and we already know how to make those, and we should have stone and nether quartz. So we're good there. Throw all of this stuff in here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take all of our drawer stuff out of here. Let's go ahead and put this guy here because he's related to those. And then let's just go ahead and put our drawer patterns here. We'll do the upgrade pattern there. Here's the 2x2. And then I thought we had, where did we put our diamond upgrade? There it is. Let's move this stuff over. So we've got our diamond upgrade, and then we'll put our controller here. Sure, why not? Actually, I like it better like that. So we should be able to make controllers now. Go ahead and, oh, we don't have stone in the system, so I guess we got to throw some more in here. Try that again. And now we've got a controller. We're also going to need, we're going to be using Ender IO for this. So we're going to need 2 sag mills, which means we're going to need 4 of these gears. Make sure this is set to gear, not shurikens. We're going to need 2 pistons. We run out of wood again. Yeah, it's another problem we're gonna have to solve very soon. Another piston, and then we're gonna need 4 dark steel. Do we have any dark steel left? I know we had used like our last bit of it, right? I think so. So we're actually going to need to take some powdered coal, some iron, and some obsidian. How much of that do we have? Do we not have any obsidian? That could be a problem. We have a little bit. So we just need 4, right? Let's not use more than we have to at the moment. So we got to use this guy for this. I also want to upgrade. We have an obsidian furnace here. Where'd he go? I thought we had thrown it in here. Did we throw it in our system? We probably did. Yeah, so here's our obsidian furnace. We're actually going to use him, and we're going to grab some soul sand. Surprised we don't have this in a drawer. We should probably do that. Let's go ahead and throw this guy here. And then we should be able to make a netherite furnace. And I actually want to make 2 of these, but for now, let's replace this guy. Yank. And netherite furnace. Let's go ahead and throw that in there. This, and he should power back up. We've got our bone meal coming in from last time. Let's take our dark steel. Oh, this is actually making regular steel with that pattern, so let's not do that. Let's go ahead and throw this stuff in our system. We got the dark steel, so now we need the sag mills. Should be able to make 2 of those now. Cool. We are going to need a furnace for this build as well, so let's go ahead and use this. Can we make... Yes, and then we also want to upgrade him to a netherite furnace just because we can. We got tons of netherite. How much netherite do we have left? So we still have 30. So that'll keep coming in. And what we're going to do is, I think we're going to put the furnace here. We're going to put this guy here. And then I actually built this the wrong size. I want it to be a little bit taller, but this is fine for now. Let's go ahead and put him there. Or do we actually want to rethink this? I think I want to rethink this. Let's put the controller here. And then these guys like this. We do want to make it so that this guy is stone. We do want a piece of obsidian. We want some sand. We want some gravel. Obsidian is going to go here. Gravel. Actually, obsidian's not going to go there. This is going to be gravel, sand. Did we throw all of our glass in the system? Let's grab some of that back out. Let's see if we can get rid of this storm quick. All right. Let's go ahead and put this piece of glass here. In this one, Did we want to put that there? We wanted, oh nope, that's not what we want to put there. We actually want to put our gravel, which went in here, I think. We want to put our gravel here, and we want to put, I mean, none of this really matters. I'm just really picky about where everything goes. But we do want some flint. And then the stone is going to go here. And then we also want the obsidian. It's going to go here. And then the two other things we put in here, I think are going to be, do we have any kivy? Yes, we do. Let's actually put all of that here. And then in this one, we're going to put the dust from the sky stone, which we don't have. So let's do a piece of sky stone. We're gonna grind it up here. Oh, we do have it right here. And let's go ahead and put that here. I also want to use my keys just to make sure this stays organized. So let's lock this, lock this. We can actually do it here and it'll affect both of them. We're going to take our two sag mills. Let's go ahead and preemptively, we're going to want some power cables. And we're going to put them here, here, and here. I think we need, I'm pretty sure we have, yeah, the factory upgrade is here. Let's put that there and make sure that's set to split. We're going to put a sag mill here and a sag mill here. One of these is going to be in charge of taking in cobblestone and turning it into gravel, and the other one's going to be in charge of taking the gravel and making it into sand. The furnace is going to be making the glass. So what we want to do now is go ahead and chop into this wall. I think that should lead to that guy. Yeah, and then if we go down here, we should be able to find our way over to where our AE system is connected up to where we do the power stuff with the energizing orb. So we should hit, yeah, so we got AE system and we've got power, which is awesome. So we're going to run these guys both right over here. So let's take him like this. And then our applied energetics system, we're going to need some cables. Did we ever automate how to make cables with this? We started to. We got the ME flux cables. Let's go ahead and make cables. So those should just need wool, which might be something we figure out next. But first, let's go ahead and find our flux covered cables. So it's just a glass cable with a piece of wool, like that. And then we turn those into the smart cables, which should be right flux ME smart cables. And that's just some redstone and glowstone. So that should work. Speaking of which, how's our glowstone coming in now that we have those plants going? 700. Yeah, we're in pretty good shape on glowstone and it's still coming in. So that's cool. We do actually need some cables. We didn't really request them. So let's do, we got to put it in here. Where's our crafting? So this guy we're going to put here, and then this is the covered cable, and then this is the smart cable. So let's go ahead and do, can we do a whole stack of these? Because we are going to need them. We don't have enough wool, but we can probably do half a stack for now. Yeah. So let those get crafted and start coming in. It looks like it made everything that it needs. Take our cables. We're gonna put this guy here. We do need an export bus before we forget. So ME extended, just a regular export bus should be fine. And then we put this guy here. We set him. We're gonna need some cobblestone. I'm still in the habit of pulling the actual item out when really all I have to do is go in here and drag it over. So yeah, I'll probably never get over that. That should get us going as soon as we connect this cable up. Let's see, we get out here, so I think there's just one more piece. So if we go like that, that should be connected. Are we getting... Yep, so we're now getting cobblestone. We do need 2 capacitors, the octadic capacitors. Did we automate that? Nope, let's get that going. Obviously it's not going to be able to make the special metals that we need to make these, but I think we might be okay on those. We might have to make some of the green one. Yeah, so we need 4 of those. If we look for alloy, and then ender pearls. You know what? If we're making 2, we're gonna need 4 of these. So alloy smelter, these guys. Cool. If we throw those in, can we request octadic capacitors? 2 of them, please. Still need 4 powdered coal, which we have on us. 2 of those. There we go. Thank you. 1 there, 1 there. So he's gonna start making gravel. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna sneak in here. I'm just gonna use this piece of cobblestone because I want to get behind here, so that's fine for now. Can I get in here? We're going to need to be able to get behind these machines, and we're also going to need to get behind those drawers. So the first, you know what, just for now we're going to get this out of the way so we can see. But what we're going to need next are some item conduits. Those are going to be the best way to do this, I think. So in order to make item conduits from Ender IO, we're going to need pulsating alloy. So that's going to be iron. Just do half step. You know what? We only need a couple of these. We don't really need that many. And ender pearls. Yeah, let's just do 8. That should be fine because you just use the nuggets, and this will make a lot of nuggets. So these guys. And then we should be able to take those and turn them into nuggets. The other part that we're going to need for the conduits is this binder conduit. So we're just going to make a bunch of that because it's cheap, made out of cheap stuff. But you do have to smelt this as well. All right, so we got like 2 stacks of that stuff. And throw that in our system, throw these in the system. Did we ever fix our... We didn't. We're still using these old ones. I need to fix these. Yeah, but not right now. So let's go ahead and make our item conduits. Might as well make a stack so we have them. All right, so at this point, we should be able to hook these guys up. What I'm gonna do is make sure the 3 of these are connected, and they are all going to be connected to, I want it to be, I think I might have these drawers backwards. Let's go ahead and flip this guy. Oops. Flip this guy here, take this guy down and put him here, and then we'll just pick this one back up again and put him here because I want to connect to the back of this one. So let's go ahead and stick that there. This is going to be an insert extract. We want it set to always active, and then here we're going to connect. This guy is extract only, but we want him always active. This guy, he's making a little bit of everything. This guy is going to be an insert extract, always active, and he should be taking in all the sand and making glass. And then this guy should be an insert extract, always active. He should only be able to take in gravel. And then when we connect these guys, you should see that we've got cobblestone coming in here, being turned into gravel, sand, flint, being pushed out into the drawer and into this guy. This guy is making sand. It's also taking in the flint because the flint can actually boost the output a little bit, so that's fine. I'll let that go for now. That is going to be replaced with some dark steel balls. The sand is going in here slowly, and it should only be able to interact with this drawer. Once this flint fills up, or once we put the dark steel balls in here, this flint will start building up. But in the meantime, once the glass fills up, the sand should fill up. And actually at this point, we can take all the glass from our system here and take that down to a 0, and then just push this all. Can we just go like this? Yeah, and then I'll put it all in there. And then we should be able to take our key and turn that empty, and we can do the same thing with sand and gravel, and this will see, sometimes that happens where it tries to throw something in there quick, which is why you got to be quick when you do this. We do want to make sure he gets thrown back in the system, because he's what's letting the system make our essences. So this should be good to go. We'll keep an eye on it to make sure everything's going where it's supposed to be going. But so far it looks like it is correct. Now we're just going to work on this side. Also, we can close this up, I guess, like that. For this part, for these other 4, we're going to be using these netherite block generators. And the way we're going to do that is by opening up a hole back here. I've already got it started, but I want to take it a little further. This is going to be glass, which means this is going to be a liquid, and then this is going to be our blocks, which means this should be the edge of the room, right? And so then we can put this guy here. We don't need our key anymore for now. This guy goes here, and then we do need some more of these. And then go down like this and like this. Okay, then if we take a little bit of this glass, I actually want to close this up too. I don't think it's gonna, we might as well swap these out because it'll just look a little better. And we'll just drop in these guys. Oh, these are for the ceiling actually. So doot. And then these are the regular ones. These can go around the walls. And the floor. Okay, and then we're going to push this back a little bit because we're going to need lava on one side and water on the other on all of these. We're also going to need to change what is underneath these so that it's determined what block they're going to produce. So I think what we're actually going to do is go like this. If we put... do we have any obsidian on us? I thought we had some obsidian. Maybe not. If we put a piece of obsidian here, this guy will generate obsidian. If we put a piece of stone, we gotta have stone, right? Maybe not. Let's grab a piece of stone, which is this guy. We'll put him at the front, and then we need Kivy. What were the other two? Kivy and Skystone. So Skystone, Kivy. Actually, for the Skystone, we need a piece of actual Skystone, not just the dust. So let's put the Skystone here, and our Kivy probably went in here. Cool. And then we can do the floor here again. Here is where we're gonna send our conduit. That's gonna our top. What's it called? Our item. Yeah, our item conduit. That's gonna connect to there. This is actually where we need to connect a storage bus so that the system can access all of those drawers. So let's go ahead and grab our storage bus. We need a little bit of glass. Oh, right, it's all over here. It's not in the system yet. So let's take a stack of that. Throw it in here and then make our storage bus. Cool. And then we got to do some puzzling here to get this hooked up. Let's go over here, try it this way. There we go. We'll go like that. We do need to get our AE system into here. So let's go like this, because there we've got a connection right here. Where our cables go? And then we got one here, one here, one here. We should be able to break this. Make this connection here, and then we should have access in our system to all this glass. So GL, yep, so we got 2800 glass already. Let's see how we're doing here. Yep, so there's probably a little bit in our system that's just thrown in there, like this little bit that we threw in there before. So if we just go like this a couple times, 2840, that's what we should see in this drawer. Yep, so we're good there. Then let's go ahead and see if we can do conduits here. This is going to need to be just an insert. We don't need to extract anything from this. We're going to bring him here. We want it to come down, and then we want it to come straight. Actually, we need to put a drawer on top of each of these because conduits can't pull directly from these. So we're going to go like this. Let's put a piece of... Is this the right one? Yeah, like that. And then we're gonna go out. We do need 4 drawers. But we're missing a little bit of wood. I'm gonna grab some wood quick and I'll be right back. While we're up top here, I am really quickly gonna just take some of this sugar cane and go like this, and that should pop it into our system. So let's let's remember to throw the wood in the system first, and then get ourselves 4 drawers. Okay, then let's go ahead and put some glass right here. I'm gonna have to put lava in here. I don't want anything to catch on fire. I'm thinking it won't, but I think the best way to do it is to put the lava in the front because it'll look cool there. Is this the regular tiles? Yes, cool. And then our ceiling ones should be these then. Let's fill this in. And then just this wall. Cool. Where is this guy? So this one is the obsidian one. He has to have that. The other ones, do we have a bucket on us? Doesn't look like it. So let's grab a bucket out of the system quick. We do need to have water on the other side as well, and I'm pretty sure I have this guy with water in him. So let's do there, and that should make an infinite pool here. So we should be able to put one there. And now we've got an infinite pool. So that should be good on the water, except I do want to put 2 back in here so that we have an infinite pool's worth of water in this at all times. And then out here, we'll use our bucket and we'll just... Oh, that's already making obsidian. So we'll go like this. See if we can grab some before it all gets used up. It looks like it doesn't actually need a still block to start making these, but that's fine. I want to do it that way anyway. I do want to close that in. So one of the nice things about the conduits from Ender.io is you can use that conduit binding, this stuff, and you can make these conduit facades. The other thing though is you need a painting machine to make these look. I wonder if those facades from the other mod will work with this. I'm going to throw this in here now and use one of these. Can we just use this one? I kind of doubt this will work with Ender.io. Ender.io is still in beta, so it acts a little funny sometimes. So, oh, it actually works very well. Cool. We are missing one item conduit here. Where are our drawer keys? And then we should be able to do quantity key. The problem we're going to have now is these need to extract always active. Okay, let's check out here again. Looks like these numbers, the obsidian is not going up, but that's probably because we're out of lava here. It probably, yeah, it's still coming in slowly, but it's going to take a bit. So this should continue to go up after more lava comes in. So 142 is where we're at now. We'll keep an eye on that. In the meantime, I do want to put these guys, they need a home in here. Let's do sugarcane there. I thought they would have had one already, but I guess not. And then these can go away. They already have a home. Same with apples. And then the sand, we should be able to put in here. And it's going to start turning it into glass right away. But as soon as the glass fills up, it'll start backing up on sand, and then we'll have sand available. So we also made that Eclipse alloy, and I want to use a little bit of that. So we want to start upgrading our armor and our tools. So let's go ahead and make an Eclipse. Is it a template? This guy here? Yep, so we're going to need one of these. And this, just like all the other templates, if you combine it with 2, it'll make 2 more. We're going to need a bunch of these. So we're going to need 4, 5, 6, 7 at least. So that's 14. We're going to need more Eclipse alloy. So let's go ahead and get some netherite blocks. We'll take all 5 of these. And while that's going on, let's go ahead and duplicate this guy a couple times. So that'll get us started. Let's go ahead. We do need the Eclipse alloy as well to actually upgrade things. So to start out, let's do our helmet. We want to make sure that we always keep one of these. That was good timing. Let's go ahead and take these. And let's do our other 3 pieces of armor. And that's slowly building up our power. I think it's because, are we still using the starter one? Yes, the player transmitter starter. I think we're going to want to replace that. I know we made a better one earlier that we decided we couldn't use yet. Let's see if we can use that now. So it's a player transmitter. It's not in there. So it's a niotic player transmitter. Let's see what happens when we try to plug this guy in now. Is it going to eat just like all of our power? Stick him there, put him up there. That repaired everything much faster. We still have our 400 million. This is going up. So the problem we're going to have probably is that while this is going up, I think everything else is going to be starved of power. We'll see if that happens, but for now, we have that going, so that's cool. Let's go ahead up here. We also need to duplicate this guy a little bit more. So let's go here. So we need 1, 2, actually we only need 3, so maybe we're good for now. Let's go ahead and make our sword upgraded. Let's make this guy upgraded. Let's make this guy upgraded. And then we still have a couple of these left, and we still have templates. I do want to duplicate this guy again so that we have some, but I want to make, did I do the frames? I didn't. Let's go ahead and make a pattern for the regular Minecraft vanilla frame. We can put him like here, sure. And then make one of those. We'll put that there, and then we'll put one of these right here. That way we always have one. We make sure we don't use it. Yeah. So another thing that we can do with this new version of the tool is I can actually take all of these plants, break their dirt. Where's this guy? Let's put him in construction mode, set to dirt. Go like this, and then this is a higher tier of the dirt, which will make things grow faster. Looks like we only ever made one glowstone seed. We're gonna have to work on that. And then I'll do the same for the rest of these in between episodes off camera. But yeah, so now we have our Cobbleworks. We have pretty much unlimited of all this stuff. We're also gonna make like our flint filled up now, so now this flint will start filling up. But yeah, we basically have our Cobbleworks going. Well, guys, we have our Cobbleworks done, so we did what we set out to do today. That's going to be an episode. Thanks for joining me. Next time, I think we're going to go ahead and start working on enchanting. And I'm just upgrading this dank real quick, by the way, because then it can hold way more stuff. What do we need for the next tier of this? Do we have... Block of amethysts are easy. We don't have crying obsidian. Is there a way to actually make that? In an infuser, in one of these guys, block conversion from bees, workbench, chisel, nope. So we'll have to keep an eye out for some crying obsidian. But next time, look how much bigger this is. Got so much more space, and I don't even know how many total blocks this holds now. Stack limit 65,000, so 65,000 blocks. That's awesome. So next time we might either work on enchanting, we might work on our mystical agriculture a little bit more, because I want to make some more different seeds. I want to move a lot of these inferium seeds into a special area here in the floor, I think. But yeah, I'll have to think about that till the next one. Thanks for joining me, guys. If you enjoyed the episode, go ahead and give it a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.